Hey everyone, Mika here again from Educators Hub. Welcome to another video using forms in Fusion to make some concept cards this year, and hopefully you've enjoyed the journey so far. Hopefully you've learned something new. If you haven't, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In this video we're going to be going a bit further and using those tools we've learned before. Hopefully you'll be able to make your car, but at this point I want to try and show you how we do some things a bit differently, how we optimize our modeling, how we make our cars more professional, if that's what you want. And just to show you around, I guess, on my car you can kind of see certain places where you probably couldn't use the modified tools I've showed you already to create those pieces, and there are certain pieces as well where you probably want to optimize the shape using something other than the tools I've taught you. And this will be the start of a short series of videos where I'll go over one single tool and show you how it applies to my car, and hopefully by doing that you have an idea of how you could use it on your car too. So in this video we're going to use the smoothing tool. And the smoothing tool is something that's quite easy to understand. It's something that simplifies geometry in the extremity between its faces. So let's say I've got a piece of form that goes a bit like this. What it'll do is it'll kind of bring it down and smooth it to make it a bit more kind of, I guess less extreme. So in this case, I want to look at the front of my model, where the wheel is, and I think the curve here is a bit too high. So I want to try and reduce that. There's many reasons why you would do that, and that's something you want to go into research, maybe. Looking at CFD, looking at how the fluid flows, how air flows over it, and how the pressure will be affected by that extremity of the curve. But simply for me, also it looks better if it's less extreme. So I've just used this moving tool here to change the amount that it alters the geometry, and I think about this much should do. And if I go into the render environment, you can probably see it a bit better. It looks a bit less extreme. So a second example, on the side of my vehicle I can see here it's sort of pinched the form together, and that can be quite difficult. Although it's not an impossible geometry, it can be quite difficult to model and form that, or manufacture even, if you're looking that far ahead. So what I'll do is I'll select these 6 faces, use the same tool I used before, the smoothing tool, and drag along and see where I think I want it to be. Obviously when you're doing something like this with more faces, check even more if the geometry you're moving causes any strange geometry failures. I don't think there are any, but I can always check using the Alt 1 tool. There aren't, which is all good, and it looks cleaner and better. So hopefully by showing you this, you have an idea of where you could use it in your form. It's probably the one you'd use the most in terms of making the car look better, especially in the render environment. You can see now that it looks a lot cleaner. So hopefully it's useful for you, and let's move on to the next one.